Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is quite old, has become very rare and very difficult to find. We are looking at the 1968 release by Atlas from their series of TV tie-in annuals. This particular annual we're looking at today is from the television series, the ITV television series Magpie. Now, Magpie was a magazine type style television program. It was a magazine format style, and it was made by ITV to compete with the BBC's Blue Peter, which was their version of a magazine magazine format show. But Magpie tried to be a bit more hip than Blue Peter, and it focused more on popular culture, and it ran from 1968 through to 1980, where it was finally axed. The episodes ran for 25 minutes, and I'm pretty certain there was 2 a week. There was, I think, 8 presenters over the course of the whatever it was, 12 years that it was on air for. Some quite famous names. So there was Tony Bastable, Tommy Boyd, Pete Brady, Jenny Hanley, Douglas Ray, Mick Robinson, Susan Stranks. Those were the presenters over that 12-year period. Now, this particular annual was the very first Magpie annual to be released. It was released in their first year, which was 1968, for the upcoming 1969 year. And this is the annual in front of us. And it says Magpie Annual, based on the popular children's television series. And there you can see the 3 of the TV presenters from that show. So that's the front of the book. Let's turn the book over to the back. Okay, so we've got exactly the same on the back as what was on the front. Again, we've got Magpie Annual, based on the popular children's television series, and it's the same image, photograph on the back as what was on the front. So let's just have a look at the spline. On the spline, it says Magpie Annual, and you've got the Atlas name at the bottom, who are the manufacturers. Okay, that's the annual, front and back covers. Let's open it up and let's have a look at the contents. Okay, so I've opened it up, and this is what we got inside the front cover, and it looks like there's a load of badges that has been made here. There we go, and there's the Magpie one at the bottom. Interesting, the annual hasn't been price clipped. It still shows the original price of 10 and 6 on the bottom right hand corner of the first page there. So that's what it cost in 1968. Okay, so here we come on to the main page. It says we presented Susan Stranks, Tony Bastable and Pete Brady. And it says Magpie Annual, based on the popular children's TV series. And there's the index there, which says Magpie Collection, water skiing, Pete shows how it's done. Make it in silver foil. Let's really save the tiger. The Adventures of Murgatroyd Magpie. Sweet ideas, a simple way. From Jenny Wren to Magpie. Ballet For Beginners. Brainstorms. Round the World Loners. Treasure Nest. Meet Puff the Magpie Pony. How to look after your pet. I couldn't do that to save my life. Pete's Pick of the Pop Parade. A Season in Jail. Good old Sugfield Marcus. Make pounds out of pennies. The Adventures of Murgatroyd Magpie again. Spook Time. Nice chaps, something to wear. And the competition at the bottom. And it says Magpie Annual, copyright 1969, Thames Television Limited, published by Atlas Publishing Company Limited in Kensington, South East 11. No material may be reproduced without the written permission of the publisher. Test printed and bound by Morrison and Gibb Limited, London and Edinburgh. Cover printed by the Oval Press Limited, London SE5. Special photography by Mike Kumper. Okay, that's the first page. Let's start moving on now and see what we got. So the Magpie Collection, and it says meet Susan Stranks, who was the first presenter, the first lady presenter of the Magpie TV show. Then you got Tony Bastable, again here, who was one of the first two male presenters, and Pete Brady here, who is the other the other male presenter. Okay, so that tells you all about them. It says water skiing. Pete shows how it's done, and he shows you how there was an article in the TV show where he was water skiing, and this is all based on that TV show. And there he shows you how the diagram shows the correct way to start skiing. Don't pull yourself up right. Let the momentum of the boat do it for you. And there's some skis there, water skis there. And there is actually an image of Pete water skiing there and doing a jump. It says, a dove. Pete performs some tricks, manoeuvres at the Cypress Gardens, Tampa, Florida. Left, there is nothing so exhilarating as a ski jump, well executed. Another shot of Pete Brady at the Cypress Gardens. So he was quite enthusiastic of water skiing. So there we got some origami, if you like. Make it in silver foil. And it shows you how to make these particular models in silver foil, which is not very easy, I hasten to add. Let's Really Save the Tiger, and there's a report by Magpie on the Panther Tigress. And there's some colour pictures and some black and white pictures of that tiger. And it's got the Adventures of Murgatroyd Magpie, which is a comic strip, basically, of a magpie, and that was put in to add some additional things for children to read. It's all in monocolour, and it's just a few pages. Sweet Ideas, and that gives you some recipe on how to make treats for you to eat at certain times. And it's got From Jenny Wren to Magpie, Pete Brady, Susan Stranks and Tony Bastable aboard Magpie at Teddington, where the boat is moored. And then again, there's more images of them on that boat. And then we got an article, Ballet for Beginners, so that's more for the young girls, I would have said. It shows you how to start and do ballet right up to becoming a performer. Brainstorms, which is the face washing and hair brushing cyclone. There we go. And the needle threading, gravity fed hand-o-matic. Well, you would need something like that to thread a needle, who knows, but there we are. Another Magpie report, Around the World Loners, and that's all about being on the ocean again. And that's all by Pete Brady again. And there's a game to play, a treasure hunt, which is a game for 2 or 3 players. So you need a dice and a small item for each player for use as a counter. Highest throw starts. Begin on any loop from the nest you choose and move off from the white area in either direction. The aim is to land on a bright object, ring, watch or earring, and then take it back to the nest in either direction. On reaching the white area in the nest, the player goes on to another loop to collect another item. If a player is already on that loop, he may say odds or evens, and until the original player has gone to another loop himself, the visitor must move only on either his odd or even throws. First player to have travelled all 3 loops and collected one of each of the item from the nest is the winner. There we go. Basic, very basic game. Meet Puff, the magpie pony, not the magic dragon. How to look after your pets, and that's all about canaries and budgerguards and cats. Dogs, goldfish, hamsters and mice. Rabbits and tortoises. And I couldn't do that to save my life. Another article, don't know what that's all about, but yeah, skydiving looks like, underground and taming wild animals by the looks of it. Pete's Pick of the Pop Parade, and Cilla Black there, who was probably one of the most popular singers back in that day. And the Marmalade, which was another popular group back in the 1960s. Herman's Hermits, again another popular group. Lulu, we all know who Lulu is. The Casuals, again, was another popular group in the 60s. The Tremolos, probably most famous song is Silence is Golden, and Dave, Dee, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch, again another popular group and also another one, The Love Affair. And it's Pete's pop poses, and he gives you a quiz there on pop the current time. A Season in Jail, what a penalty meant to old-time footballer. Remember our footballing visitors to the Magpie programme, 2 players who demonstrate their skills with the ball. They're champions today, highly paid professionals who are known and respected in almost every country of the world. They're rather lucky they weren't born in a few centuries earlier. And you've got George Best, and you've got Mike England, Charlie Cook, and Jeff Hurst. All back players in the 60s. Good old Sigfield Marcus. That's what obviously do with rally racing, I think, there. And car racing, and there's very, very old cars there. Yep, all rally racing there, by the looks of things. And how to make pounds out of pennies. And tells you how to make. And then we've got another comic strip of Murgatroyd Magpie. And again, it's a 2-page or 4-page comic strip story in monocolour. Spook time with our 3 presenters. The chaps are something to wear. Okay, another Magpie report. I don't know what that's all about. It's all about the Western by the looks of it. And would you like to visit Magpie? So there was a competition there for you to enter if you wanted to go and see Magpie being produced on the set. And there's a song: 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told, 8 for a wish, 9 for a kiss, 10 for a bird you must never miss, or must not miss. And that brings us to the end of the Magpie Annual. So, how well did this annual do back in 1968, I hear you ask, or 1969? Well, like all the TV programmes of the time, the annuals were popular. Magpie was a very popular show when it started. It did lose viewing figures towards the end. Blue Peter was far more popular magazine format programme than Magpie ever was. So I think after 12 years of trying to compete with Blue Peter, they decided to axe it. But back in the 60s, Magpie was popular. And there was a lot of, well, on twice a week, I know it was, because I remember watching it. And there was a lot of information and things that you would be very interested in watching Magpie. So, although if you had the option of watching a magazine format program with your kids, or watching a program that you would enjoy, you would have gone for the program and not for the magazine format show. But anyway, it was a very popular show. So we watched it as kids. It was on. I think one day of the week it clashed with Blue Peter, and the other day it didn't. So, you know, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was popular. And as with all the annuals, they were produced late at the end September, October, November time for the coming Christmas rush, because back in the 60s or 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s, there was no such things as video, TVs, streaming services, internet. None of that had been invented. So to relive our programmes while it was not on air, and to give us some activities to do based on our favourite programmes, we had merchandising, we had annuals, we had colouring books and so on. Magpie produced annuals like so many other television series, and they were very popular as you always. Annuals back in those days were huge. I mean, there were so many annuals being produced for Christmas. You would pretty much every single kids' television show had an annual. All the football teams had annuals. All the favourite or the popular music stars had annuals. So there was so much annuals going on. Great merchandising for the TV series, because it kept the TV series in the front of your mind, and also great sales for the manufacturers of the annuals, because it was all based on very popular television shows. So it worked both ways. Okay, let's move forward. What are we, 68? So we're moving forward 56 years, almost 57 years. Do these annuals currently pop up on the platforms? Well, some of the Magpie Annuals do. Remember, there's a lot of Magpie Annuals. Over a 12-year period, I think there's about 10 that was made and produced and issued. So some of them do pop up quite regularly, and they tend to be the later ones. This is probably the rarest of all the Magpie Annuals because it was the very first one to hit the shops, and it was based on that first year of the television series. So yeah, this one's quite rare. I did search the platforms, and I didn't see this one at all over the last year. Maybe it does come up from time to time, but I didn't see it on any of the platforms that I did look at. So it's quite a rare one. If you do find one on a platform, always be careful, because a lot of the platforms use stock images, and I always tell you this, make sure you read the description of the condition report of the actual item you're about to order, because if you're looking at the main page with the item and the description, what you're going to get may not necessarily be what you are looking at. So do read the condition report. If it's got used, click on the use button and you will see an image, or maybe if not an image, a condition report of the actual item you are going to buy. Otherwise you could be very much disappointed. Anyway, this particular annual, we only have 2 copies of this particular one because it is the rarest one of them all. But they are available to purchase on my Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage TV tie-in annuals and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful old Magpie Annual with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.